Well, thank you, Gavin, for having me here in your home today.
My pleasure.
Please tell us about Never Too Hungover. How did this company get started?
Parrish Whitaker, who's the founder of the product, this formula that was developed in Never Too Hungover, been developed by this Dr. Dowling for over 30 years. Wow. And treated many patients from IBS to arthritis, migraines, and it just so happens that this formula repels the toxins in alcohol. And wow. He discovered that and then brought it to my brother Philip at a liquor convention. Mm-hmm. And one thing led to another, and then we became part of the company.
These are available to be found all over Las Vegas.
Yes, the red label here is just about everywhere. We're almost in 500, 600 stores in Las Vegas and 5 states. And then we're coming out with this one's, the Never Too Hungover Recovery, which has natural caffeine and double B12. So this gives you a boost.
Perfect, which you'll definitely need if you're hungover, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You're in business with your brothers.
Yes, it's a family business. We've always been in business with each other, all of us, including my sister. And one thing that you learn in a family business is very difficult. So there's a lot of give and take. You have to listen a lot. You can't always speak, and you got to yield to what their concerns are, and vice versa. It's a give and take situation. It can be very rewarding if you approach it like that.
And so, what tips would you offer someone who is maybe considering going into business with their family?
You have to make sure that you legitimately get along with your siblings.
Of course,
I think that's the first thing that's important. And then respect each other.
Absolutely.
Not that you have to hang out with each other, but you respect each other's opinions and views.
So compromising with your business partners. Absolutely. And having that level of respect, even if it is big brother, big sister, little sister, whatever that dynamic is, having that respect.
Whatever the dynamic is, you have to have respect for your siblings. And I think you obviously, starting a new product, you have to make sure you have a great product, because you can't sell a bad product. Nobody can sell a bad product.
What advice would you offer to someone who, let's say they do have a product and they want to get it into more stores and more hands? How did you get this into 500 stores?
Well, a lot of hard work. A lot of hard work beating the street.
Okay.
Feet on street, seeing the customers, seeing the retailers, seeing the consumer. And there's really, so it all comes down to hard work. You can be successful as you want to be successful. You have to work hard. There's no shortcuts. There's no easy path to success. Mm-hmm. Same old cliche, but it's true.
It's true. What is it about Las Vegas and this city that you guys enjoy doing business in so much?
We've always loved Las Vegas, and we respect the business leaders here in the state, and it's pro-business.
Yes.
That's one of the great things about the state of Nevada. It is pro-business. Mm-hmm. We met with the governor on a few occasions, and they just like business here. And there's no state income tax, which is easy on business people, so you're not paying 12-13% in tax.
What type of advice would you offer to someone who's maybe starting out and maybe considering bringing their business to Nevada?
I think it would be a great idea to bring any business to Nevada. You have such a melting pot of people from not only all over the country, all over the world that have come to Las Vegas, have lived here. And so I think it's a great cross-section of people. And if you want to start a product and see what people think about it, this is the place.
So in business today, especially with tech or young startups, a lot of times their exit strategy is to sell later or maybe take it public and then sell their shares. What is your vision for your businesses, whether it's Never Too Hungover or your other endeavors?
Well, I think anytime you get in business, you have to have an exit strategy. I think that's important, that's prudent, and everybody should do that. Our exit strategy is maybe one day to sell it. I don't know. We enjoy what we do because we've been in the liquor business and beer business over 75 years. We sold Coors. We're one of the original Coors distributors. So we really enjoy it. We enjoy seeing people, beating the streets, and going to see the customer.
What's your favorite part about being a business owner?
When I go to the stores and I look and somebody's buying Never Too Hungover, it makes you feel good because you've created a product and they're buying your product and it's successful.
What is a challenge that you've faced when it came to packaging and design and really just creating this into a product that you're proud of and you can stand behind?
Well, our product is minerals and vitamins. It's actually good for you. And we are approaching over 2 million bottles sold in just like a year and a half. And we're only in 5 states. And we just really went into California. There's many challenges. We want to make sure that the package is right, the package is simple, the package catches your eye, the package tells you what it is. Make sure that the product inside the package is good, that people will consume it and they'll like it, the taste of it. Because early when we started with Never Too Hungover, the taste was a little iffy because you have minerals and minerals don't taste that well. Vitamins, minerals, they don't taste good. So it was a challenge to get the right taste, but I think after you try it, you'll see it's really good tasting.
In working with the family, bringing in a product that had some success in the past, but then you guys really brought your name and your influence and obviously all of your work ethic behind it too. How important is it for you to add to the team? Obviously, these are people who are not in your family, but I guess they're kind of like family when you're bringing in all these different employees as a team.
I think the challenge of any businessman is to hire the best people. We hired a lady, Lisa Lank, who's with Budweiser for probably 15, 20 years. And she was in a high level of Budweiser, so she's
familiar with this industry.
She's familiar with the industry, maybe not so much the non-alcoholic industry, but beer industry, which is still marketing, selling, placement. It's all the same when you come down to selling a product.
And so what marketing strategies have worked for you for this product?
Well, we like to place our product on the counters.
Right
on the counter, on the checkout counter. So when you go to Terrible Herbst, or you go to Walgreens, or you go to Smith's, or you go to Bevmo, you see the product on the counter, because 100% of the people have to go by the counter. They have to pay for their product.
And how difficult is it to get that space? I would assume it's pretty coveted space right by the checkout counter.
Absolutely. Good point. It's very, very difficult to get that space. You have to understand that every retailer is inundated with hundreds and hundreds of items that new products that want that space. That's beachfront property. That's the best space in the entire store, and we've managed to get that space, which is very, very difficult to do.
What steps did you guys take to try to get that space, again, for someone who might be thinking about trying to prospect into that area?
Well, I think you have to, as I mentioned again, our product is good for you.
Yeah.
A little baby can drink it, any age can drink it. It's good for you and it hydrates you. So number one, we have a great product. Number two, when we first started, we came out of GNC. So we're in 4,000 GNCs throughout the country. And it's very, very hard to get into GNC as well, because they don't take any product. So you have to have a great product. And that's what we've done. And then really, it's just hard work, meeting the retailer, striking up a relationship with them, and making sure that they make sure that you're calling on the stores, that you're not an absentee owner, or you don't care about the company. When they see myself and all of us, all my brothers and sisters go out, we're out there personally, walking the streets and seeing what's going on.
Okay, so GNC was a great stepping stone for you guys to say, hey, this helps legitimize the fact that we have a good product. It's something that GNC is willing to put their name behind. This is why it should be at the checkout stand at Walgreens.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. And we've had a lot of success. I mean, we'll be in close to 8,000 stores by the end of this year, just in like a year and a half, which is very hard to do.
So what's a challenge that you find in team expansion?
Well, I think, oftentimes products, they try to expand too quickly.
Yes, okay.
And they get in trouble because it's hard to cover so many areas. Like I mentioned before, we're in 5 states. Right. California, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. And so we're in 5 states. And so what we've done, our philosophy is to saturate the states that we're in versus getting sales all 50 states or trying to expand too quickly. Now, next year we'll probably expand 2 more states, Oregon and Washington. But we've taken a methodical approach to it, and it's really worked because we want people to know about the product. Like you said earlier in the product, well, you can't go anywhere here in the city without seeing Never Too Hungover.
Exactly.
Right.
What is the main department that you guys focus your energy on?
Obviously sales. Sales is, because without selling a bottle, nothing can happen, nothing exists. So selling is the key to everything. Marketing second. You want to make sure that your product is known, and all that requires capital, which is important to have plenty of capital if you can when you start a new product. Because what happens, a lot of companies, startup companies, they run out of capital, and they might have a great idea, they might have a great product, but you have to have the money to keep going.
So for startups, would you recommend pulling in investors or bootstrapping and self-funding yourself?
Well, I think every situation is different. Every situation is unique. I think it just depends on what that particular situation is. You might have to self-fund for a while, then you may have to go outside and see if you can try and attract investors to help you kind of get to the next level.
Okay, so investors could be a great way to help scale your business if you're starting out small, funding it yourself, and then growing to a certain level.
Yes, and I think with investors, you want to be able to show them a path to prosperity. And you want to be able to show them that, we're doing this now, but there's plenty of runway to be successful for a big company that can come in and get, 1 million stores or whatever it is.
So if someone were to approach you with an idea, what components do you consider if you're looking to possibly invest into something?
Again, I think you have to look at the person behind it, who's behind it, their know-how. Do they know the product? Do they know the industry? What's their experience? Do they have capital? You have to put 100% of your effort into it, or else it won't work.
What is an important legacy for you that you would want to share with other young entrepreneurs?
Just working. There's no shortcuts. There's no easy path to success. There's no easy path to greatness. If it's easy, it's probably illegal.
So what is the one thing that all young entrepreneurs should be doing right now?
Find a need and fill it. If there's a need for it, people need it, fill it.
Well, thank you so much, Gavin. Thank you for having us.
My pleasure. Thank you for coming by.